Oh, we've gone out onto the circuit right at a red flag. I didn't see a red light at the end of the pit lane, so oh, it's really cold and chilly. Just get a quick feel of the circuit before we've got to come back into the pit. Oh, I do like this circuit. I can't believe that, like, this is just such a tease. Like, okay, Yusuf, out on the circuit you go. Oh, red flag. Right, into the pits we come, hand up to signal. Let's not rear end Ed Barnes' teammate. I don't know the names of any of his teammates, but
3 hours later.
Okay, so we're out on the circuit, the red flag has ended. Now, it was slippery. Whoa! It's very slippery. I guess that's why they've got slippery flags out. Whoa! It definitely didn't feel this bad when I was doing my outlap earlier. The tyres are just, I guess, freezing cold as soon as I try to put some speed into them. Whoa! Loads of understeer as we try to get the front end to bite. It just feels like the wheels are spinning up or something, I don't really know. Yeah, there's just no front end. This is horrible. Well, I need to start thinking about now what kind of changes. This is just unbelievable, man. I think we might need to maybe add some more caster or something that we get. Right, this is where we need to be careful. Oh, taking a bit too much curve. Yeah, slippery track. Oh. Okay, tyres have warmed up a bit now. Whoa! That is a weird place to spin. We lost that really late on. Let's get on the brakes. I don't like to use that exit curve, and these cuts are just really slows the car down a lot. Well, at least we're not ridiculously slow, but we've got a lot of time to find. Because as soon as I get on the brakes, okay, that's much better coming out of the corner now. Yeah, tyres have definitely warmed up a lot. A little bit sideways there. Yeah, we got a lot more pace than this guy, but he is a clubman driver, so I really wanted to send it there. Here we go, off the inside. You don't see me coming. Flat through here, or a little bit sideways on the brakes, and then full power all the way up the hill, back on the brakes. Right, we're starting to push now, a little bit sideways there, stay off the curve on exit. Right, we're going to 1060 or 1062 was his best. Let's just slowly get a better feel of the track. Yeah, this is much better now, much better. Right, we need to get this apex. Oh, we missed it. We're slowly getting quicker and getting a better feel of the circuit. Yeah, if I brake, the car just does not turn in at all. A bit too sideways. Definitely another second in the lap. Oh, what am I doing? No one behind us, so we can just focus on our own laps. Just slowly trying to get rid of. I don't know why I always look to the right there. I guess I'm always just scared that someone is going the wrong way around the circuit. I don't know if that's a good habit or a bad habit. Probably bad. I need to fire the car out the corners better. Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind using the curve there. Much better. Point it. Use all of the circuit here. Should be a 107 hopefully. 108.2. I think we're going a little bit quicker now. Whoa! Bit too hot, Yusuf. That felt better. I need to reset the Alfano because I'm not really getting any data. Wheel style was too quick and we've got a full tank of fuel and the track's gotten even colder. Yeah, the understeer into there is abhorrent. I tried to get some rotation by getting on the power, but I did it too much. Yeah, I'm taking a bit too much curve into that one of the 109. Okay, 107 is pretty good, considering how many mistakes I made. Much better through there. Yeah, I always struggle through that corner, trying to get some pump going, get the blood flowing to my fingers. Yeah, that's okay. I think I'm just a pointless square driver. I'm not getting a good exit out of these corners, so I just need to brake late, get it stopped, and then try to drive up because I can't carry any speed. It was a nice exit, even though we missed the apex. Nice. I don't like that curve, I'm going to stay off it. Right, they're following. Man, his car is so planted. Yeah, I can't believe that. I mean, I'm trying to follow him. I didn't see what he did there because he had a back marker the other day. Okay, he got quite a nice late apex through there. Let's send this 73 car. Oh, I didn't see what Aaron did into there. That was good, 107.2. Right, late apex. guy is just too good at PFI.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome to the post-commentary section of this video. I did lots of live com for the initial part, and then I thought when I went out on circuit this next time I thought I'd stay quiet and just try to focus. So that's an opportunity for me to critique my racing sitting from the comfort of my chair and not with my hands freezing. Honestly, it was about 0 degrees, my hands were absolutely frozen. The tyres were so cold, as you saw in that first session. What actually happened was, after that first session I came in the pits, I made an adjustment to the fronts to give myself more turning, but I didn't like it, so then I changed the fronts by going in the other direction so that I'd have less turn-in but more mid-corner speed, and that's this session, which I think was a little bit better. It was a weekend of just kind of learning and figuring things out, and I felt pretty good actually come the end of the race. The next day we made our setup changes, but it was raining, so we couldn't really test those setup changes. And in the race it dried up, and when it was drying up I did feel fairly quick. So I think we kind of figured out what we needed to do, but at the start of testing our setup was just completely off, and I think from the setup alone we were dropping half a second to a second a lap because we just could not get the front end to turn in at all, and even in this session we were still having issues. So yeah, it's just a big learning experience. This is our first season racing in Super Pros. We did Clubman 2 years ago, we did very well, then we moved up to Pro last year, we won the Pro class, now we're in the Super Pro class, and this is essentially the Winter Series. It is a championship, but it's not like a serious championship. It's more of like a testing kind of thing, and for us just to get our eye in, and it did really help us to do exactly that. We've got a race later in the season here at PFI, so all of this knowledge that we were able to gain from this event is so useful. And I think now I started to figure out how to drive it. I say that as I completely missed the apex. I'm waving someone through. That's one of our teammates from the MS Car Awnings, who's in the elite category. And I just thought, okay, this is an opportunity to try to follow them and see what they're doing. Because watching this back, I was thinking, oh, maybe I should have done this and blah, blah, blah. But to be honest, I don't think my lines were completely off. It was just getting the car planted. And it just shows that I've still got a lot of time to find, which I think is mainly in power braking, which I think at PFI you can gain so much time from doing properly. And I just couldn't get the kart to settle, and the setup issues as well that we were having. We completely changed the setup going into Saturday, and the kart just felt so different. It was so much better, and you can see, having made the changes to the setup literally from 2 sessions ago, I'm now getting green delta, whereas before I was, completely off to the point where I couldn't even see how far off I was off Will. But now the Alfano's playing up, so it's saying that I'm gaining like half a second into a corner and then losing 7/10, but over the whole lap it seemed to be a lot better. So that was really big for me, because being a second off Will, or I think it was about 6-7 tenths off Will, and then making the setup changes and being like, oh okay, right, we can actually make this kart work and we can get something good out of it. I think after we made the setup change, I think I did all of the setup changes back to back because I wanted to have a feel of what they were all like. So going into turn 1 completely flat, you can use the curb on the right and the left. I was using it because it was cold. Go over the curb on the right, on the brakes, and then try to hold it tight. It's quite deceptive. Like, you want to carry speed through that left-hander, but I think the wider you go, the more speed you actually lose through that long left. So it's better just to brake a little bit earlier, be a bit smoother, then hard on the brakes. I was taking too early of an apex. I forgot what I learnt when I was following Aaron Alexander in I think the first session or whatever. I think the main reason I was changing it was because I thought, oh, I've changed the setup, I now need to change my driving style to suit it, rather than thinking this is how I should be driving the circuit and I need to make the setup fit how I'm driving, which is kind of weird because whenever I do Club 100 and all of that stuff, it's the exact opposite, right? You need to change your driving to suit the kart because, well, you know, you don't get to make the setup, so you have to make sure that whatever you're doing is the best for the kart. Whereas in BPEC, it's a little bit different. So I had to move forward because the cam box does these weird cuts, and I'll try to run through this lap because I'm starting to figure out, you know, some good lines. I was clipping the apex through the left, a little bit of the rear coming out, and then just try to point it through the right, using all of the curb. I found that if I carried enough speed, it wasn't really bogging the kart down, and I was happy to use that. You can see that I'm doing a new technique to turn into these corners because there was so much understeer. I'm just going full lock on the steering wheel and then waiting for it to grip. So I'm almost driving as if it's wet. I'm even using the curb on the apex just to try to get the front to turn because I was having that much understeer. But overall, I was having a lot more confidence with how much speed I could carry. Like, even into this corner, if you compare this now to the first session, so much more speed going into these corners. And you can see I'm just trying to catch the back end from stepping out because the tyres were still cold. I think we needed to put a bit more pressure into the tyres, and through the final chicane, fairly nice as well. But have a look when I go into the two hairpins because I'm just yanking on the steering wheel, going full lock, and I later realised I should have been taking a wider line, but at the time that felt like the right thing to do. But to be fair, I'm fairly happy with the first. I don't know what I'm happy with. PFI just seems like such a bogey track to me, and I've been slowly getting better and better at it every time I've gone there, but I still feel like I'm losing a lot. And again, I'm trying to take this early apex in because I don't feel like I can carry the speed to take a later apex. And I don't really know if that's right or not. The only way I would really know is if someone else, you know, someone really quick got into this particular kart. And had a go with it, and I saw how they got on. But overall, yeah, it's okay. And into this corner, I was starting to do a little bit of just a dab on the brakes to get the rear end out, going into that fast right, and then trying to hold it tight through the long right. And here it's just opening up the circuit as much as you can, and then take all of that curb on the apex. Sometimes I'd clip it, sometimes I'd take more of it. It kind of just depended where I had the kart positioned, and now I'm not hooking the curb because I think that unsettles the kart. And at this point I had enough confidence in my front end that it would grip, and I didn't need like the security of hooking the front wheel over the curb just to get some extra stabilization. But yeah, I think not only is my driving quality, but the handling of the kart quality is just night and day difference from this third session that I did to the first session that you saw earlier on in this video. And it's crazy how, I'm not going to say exactly what change I made, but it's crazy how such a small change to the kart can make such a massive difference and give so much more confidence. Because I genuinely think we didn't change anything really. It was just one thing that we changed by a small amount, and that gave us half a second a lap. And then the other change that we made at the end of the day, but we didn't really get to test until the race itself, was probably another half a second. So yeah, these little changes that you can make in BPEC and figuring out how to set up a car is just crazy broken. It is ridiculous. It needs to get nerfed because that is absolutely unacceptable. But we'll get there in the end, and I think it is one of the biggest things that me and my team have been improving on as the seasons have progressed, which is just learning how to set up a kart and kind of knowing what every setup change makes. So yeah, I'm going to stop talking and allow you to enjoy the final few minutes of this session with me actually putting in some okay laps without any commentary over the top. But as always guys, I hope you have liked this video, and I'll have more BPEC testing sessions coming out, as well as some actual race commentary videos as well. And there's loads of other stuff. Car racing's coming, track days, car reviews, and so on and so forth. But I'll see you all in the next video. Assalamu alaikum.